Hey, welcome to 7 Minute Stories here on the 167. I'm here with Carol Butts. Welcome.
Thank you.
And so Carol's going to tell us her 7 minute story. Are you ready?
I guess so.
All right, where should we start?
Well, I'm going to actually talk about the faithfulness of God in my life. And um, I was born right after the Depression on a small farm about 50 miles south of here. It was not really an easy time growing up. It was a lot of hard work. Um, it was it was also good. It taught you a lot of things about life and about dependent on God, because you depend on God for your crops. You depended on God, we didn't have watering systems back then, and on your garden. And actually, if you didn't grow it, you didn't eat it.
Mm.
So, just how faithful God was in those times. And it was during some of those times that I was about 14 or 15 years old, and I began to look at all of the work and all of the dirt and all of the hard stuff, and I just thought, is this all there is to life? And it was about that time when God started giving me spiritual dreams. Also, my cousin Judy, who is a just retired pastor, she's preached for 65 years, and she, on the school bus going to and from school, she'd talk to me about God. And, I didn't think too much about it. I kind of wished, those conversations would end after a while. But our parents did take us to church sometimes. We had
When you weren't bringing in the harvest and
well, and you live amongst a bunch of small towns, and no church could have had the money to keep a minister. So a minister would go from church to church, and you had to figure out which church he was at if you wanted to go to church, whether it was Beagle, Fontana, or Parker, or where it was. You had to keep up with the routine if you wanted to go to church. And it was like he would preach in one every Sunday, and you had to figure out where he was at. But God was good, and they did talk to us about God a little bit. And I was married when I was 18. My husband was going to get drafted, and so he joined the Navy, and we stationed in Corpus Christi, Texas. And that's where I gave my heart to the Lord, was in Texas. And it's pretty amazing, because after I gave my heart to the Lord, it was like I was walking on air for 6 weeks. You could hardly feel your feet on the ground. That was really cool. It was just amazing. We had 4 kids. We had 3 girls and a boy. We lost our son when he was 20 to cancer. Lost my husband 10 years ago to cancer, but they're in heaven. I know exactly where they're at. So, that's always a good thing. And let's see. I moved up here, and my daughter told me about this church. And so I started coming to this church, and haven't left yet, and don't plan on to. But I'm in a prayer. I'm on the prayer team. I'm help with funeral dinners, and I am in a life group. And I believe strongly in life groups. I think you need to be connected and doing something wherever you go, whatever it is. Do that. And I just wanted to say that I've been saved for over 57 years. God is always faithful. He never fails. You can count on him. You can trust God with anything, for anything. And he is absolutely good, and prayer works. Don't ever think that your prayers aren't felt, because when people pray for you, you can feel the strength of the Lord, with that. And I just wanted to talk about that song that we sing once in a while, the goodness of God.
Mm-hmm.
And
Love that song.
and yes, and it's just, we live in the faithfulness and the goodness of God, and I think we need to be thankful for everything that He's given. So that's about it.
Well, I mean, what an amazing story. And like I said, I see that in your story. We've talked before about, even to walk through something like that, like losing your son, losing your husband, and coming out of that saying God is faithful and good.
Mm.
I think that's a powerful message to people. I think a lot of people struggle in those moments to say, where is God? God must be doing this to me.
Yeah, no, He walks through it with us and gives us strength to go through it. I want to say a lot of miracles happened during the funeral of our son. A lot of people were brought to the Lord. A lot of people were healed emotionally through that because he was so young, I think, and a lot of people knew him. But God can do amazing things through hard things, and we can't ever fault God for that because He's our strength. He is always faithful.
Excellent. Well, thanks for coming on and sharing that, Carol.
Okay, thank you.
I always think the world of you, and you're always like, you're one of the most humble people I know here.
Well, God's good.
All right. Well, thanks. We'll see you guys next time here on the 167.